After spending so long away from Paris, Chloe finally returns. But after being gone for so long, has she really changed? A new movie based on her life is about to begin production, bringing along a failed attempt at reconciliation and a confrontation with some of her biggest fears.
Je m'appelle Marinette.
Everything starts with Chrysalis watching a video of Chloe, who smugly announces that she's finally back in Paris after all this time away and ready to film her movie. Meanwhile, Chrysalis prepares an Akuma hidden inside a jewelry box, its lock controlled remotely through her phone. Once it's ready, she wraps the package and disguises herself before heading to the post office. There, she's offered a set of limited edition stamps, which she happily buys simply because they're cute, before mailing the package. Back in the video, Chloe reveals that her new movie will be a musical inspired by her time as Queen Bee, before ending the recording. At the same time, we catch a glimpse of Cerise also in disguise aboard a plane. Soon after, Paris becomes flooded with massive advertisements promoting Chloe's upcoming movie. At school, Marinette and Adrien are confused to find the entire place covered in banners and decorations. When they meet up with their friends, they learn that the school will be closed until New Year's, because Chloe's movie is going to be filmed there. Hearing this immediately puts Marinette on edge, convinced Chloe is planning something awful. Sublime questions why everyone still thinks so badly of her, leading the group to explain one by one how cruel Chloe used to be to all of them. They even point out that no adult ever dared stand up to her because they were intimidated by her too. Things only changed once the group finally came together and pushed back against her, eventually driving her to flee to London. Even so, Marinette still fears her, convinced she only came back for revenge. Sabrina then suggests that maybe Chloe truly has changed. After all, she herself once hurt the group too, and they still forgave her. Surprised, Zoe and Marinette remind Sabrina that her situation was completely different because she recognized the damage she was causing and genuinely chose to become a better person. Sabrina then admits that Chloe sent her a letter apologizing for everything and saying she hoped they could be friends again now that she was back in Paris. Nobody believes it for a second, insisting Chloe would never write something like that. But Sabrina desperately clings to the hope that she's changed. Their conversation is suddenly interrupted by a helicopter descending in front of the school. Inside, Chloe is live streaming while opening fan mail. That's when she discovers Cerise's jewelry box. Unable to open it, she immediately starts blaming her assistant, Jean Regis, whose name she repeatedly gets wrong throughout the episode. The moment she steps out of the helicopter, Chloe greets her fans on livestream, only to insult them seconds later for being too loud. Seeing her, Sabrina rushes toward her, but Marinette stops her and asks if she really believes Chloe has changed. Sabrina insists she's ready and reassures Marinette that Chloe no longer has any control over her, convincing Marinette to finally let her go. As this happens, we flash back to Sabrina receiving the letter and excitedly pulling out the brooch Chloe once gave her so affectionately. When Sabrina reaches the security guard, he refuses to let her through. Marinette tries helping, but she's denied access as well. Finally, Zoe steps in and explains that Chloe is her sister, and she wants to see her. Meanwhile, Chloe starts demanding changes all over the school, even insisting the central tree be cut down. Hearing all of her daughter's outrageous requests, Audrey tries to put a stop to it, but Andre immediately shuts her down. Not long after, Jean Regis arrives to inform Chloe that Zoe, Marinette, and Sabrina are there to see her. The moment Chloe hears her sister showed up alongside her two favorite targets, she decides to let them in while casually fantasizing about tying them to a tree and pelting them with balls. She then orders Jean Regis to gather everything she needs. Once again, Audrey's objections are drowned out by Andre, who reminds her of the plan. Turn Chloe into the most famous influencer in the world and make evil trendy. At last, Chloe allows her guests inside and tells Jean Regis to start filming from the very beginning. Marinette and Zoe immediately sense something is off and brace themselves when they suddenly arrive at a giant X marked on the ground. Chloe shouts orders at a group she keeps calling Jean-Patrick, but the confused staff completely fumble the ambush and fail to catch them. Zoe asks what she was even trying to do, and Chloe casually admits she planned to hurt them. Realizing the truth, Sabrina brings up the letter she received, the one where Chloe promised she wanted to change. But Chloe just bursts out laughing, claiming she never wrote any such thing, and calling the idea childish and ridiculous. Then, right in front of Sabrina, she tears the letter apart, crushing her completely. Meanwhile, Cerise has been watching Chloe's live stream the entire time, patiently waiting for the perfect moment for someone to fall into despair. As Marinette tries comforting Sabrina, Sabrina unexpectedly thanks Chloe, leaving her confused. Since nobody is paying attention to her anymore, Chloe starts mocking them again and threatens to turn them into jokes in her movie. She also promises to completely trash the school and leave without fixing any of the damage afterward. Hearing all of this, Marinette suddenly starts laughing, something that completely shatters what little remained of Chloe's fragile ego. Furious, Chloe swears she'll make everyone fear her again, but Marinette no longer falls for it. She admits that, at first, she really was scared to see her, because she feared slipping back into old patterns. But now she realizes Chloe no longer has any power over her, and that the only truly pathetic person there is Chloe herself. Those words push Chloe over the edge, and the girls walk away while she fumes in rage. Jean Regis asks if he should stop recording, and Cerise realizes this is the perfect opportunity. She releases the Akuma, which flies straight toward Chloe, transforming her into the Queen of Fear.
Frayeur Queen.
Instantly, she creates a massive dome no one can escape from, along with a terrifying fear zone surrounding her. Seeing the danger, the three girls split up so the Queen of Fear can't track them all down at once, while Chloe immediately sets her sights on Marinette. Elsewhere, Adrien spots the dome and transforms into Chat Noir. Marinette manages to hide, but the closer Chloe gets, the more terrified she becomes. Even so, the villain fails to find her, and once she moves away, Marinette quickly transforms into Ladybug. While the Queen of Fear searches for Marinette, Chat Noir tries confronting her head-on. But he's instantly overwhelmed with fear and freezes in place, forcing Ladybug to rescue him. Soon, both heroes are being chased through the city. When they reach the edge of the dome, Chat Noir attempts to use Cataclysm, but it fails, leaving them no choice but to retreat. Once they finally regroup, Ladybug notices the fear zone surrounding the Queen of Fear and realizes where the Akuma must be hidden. She summons her lucky charm and receives nothing but a rope. Afterward, she calls Zoe and Sabrina for help, knowing their miraculous powers will be essential. Vesperia distracts the Queen of Fear and taunts her, reminding Chloe that she lost the privilege of being a hero a long time ago, while making it clear who the real Queen Bee is now. Enraged, the Queen of Fear chases after her relentlessly until she corners Vesperia. The closer she gets, the more fear overwhelms Zoe. Just as the Queen of Fear is about to grab her Miraculous, Sabrina strikes Chloe's purse with her ball, pulling it away using Ladybug's enchanted rope. At last, they destroy the Akuma, and everything returns to normal. Ladybug tries to hand Chloe her magical charm, but Chloe refuses to even let her speak. At that moment, the mayor arrives and informs Chloe that filming can no longer continue at the school because she was never authorized to demolish or alter any part of the property. None of that was included in her contract. She then orders Chloe to pack up all of her things immediately. Hearing this sends Chloe into another furious meltdown, and she decides to leave for London again. As she storms off, Ladybug quietly slips the magical charm into Chloe's bag. Sabrina notices and asks why she did that, and Ladybug explains that she hopes every time Chloe sees it, she'll remember that whenever she chooses evil, things will always end the same way they did today. Aboard her private jet, Chloe eventually finds the charm and tells Jean Regis to throw it away. But when Noir sees it, he asks to keep it because he finds it interesting. Once Chloe is finally gone, the group of friends stays behind cleaning up the massive mess she couldn't even bother dealing with before leaving. Sabrina finally accepts that Chloe is never going to change, and that it's pointless to keep hoping for someone like her. With that realization, she throws away the brooch Chloe once gave her. Zoe notices and asks why she thanked Chloe earlier. Sabrina explains that she thanked her because, for the first time, she finally saw Chloe for who she truly was, and that allowed her to finally let her go. Not long after, Marinette realizes the person who akumatized Chloe was also the one who forged Sabrina's letter. Meanwhile, at Uncle Wang's restaurant, someone calls for Faye. The customer turns out to be Cerise, who compliments the food and says she'd love to meet the chef. Faye is delighted and asks if she's from Paris. Cerise replies that she's been living in Shanghai for the past few months and finally decided to stop by the restaurant. Faye casually mentions that she has family living in Paris. That's when Cerise notices a family photo hanging inside the restaurant. As the conversation continues, it becomes clear that Cerise is already plotting something involving Marinette's family.